I go, he says, we mean you don't know where you are. Paul, did Peter come and meet us? Peter come meet us, he says. I said,
And her son was pretty upset because they were coming early and he wasn't ready.
that's me. I think I've already signed. So I looked at it, I think I looked at it.
I think you have one to sign.
Yeah, I think it's just this one.
Good evening, everyone. And Nancy, you are not missing a thing up here
I know, I've heard. Did you get your power back tonight, today?
today. Yeah, a tree from the Goddings fell across the rock wall and knocked my line off the pole and pulled it off my house, and it was quite the adventure.
I guess.
And but very happy to have it back.
Oh, I bet.
But nothing landed on your car. Everything is good at your house.
Yeah, we had somebody go over and check it, and they said there was no big limbs on the roof or on the car.
Yeah, you did good.
Yeah.
Yay.
Hey, I remember when Nancy had a tree limb go down through the back of her cute little sports car. There was glass everywhere.
Never did get it all cleaned up.
Oh, I bet.
2 days in a row, the place I went on your place is where I got stuck. As far as I went.
All right, welcome to the select board meeting. We are going to start our meeting. I hope everyone is warm and safe and appreciate all the good neighborly things happening in our community. I'm gonna call this meeting to order, and it is 7:03 or 7:04. Right, first thing on the agenda is approve the minutes for December 7th. Kathy and Lee, have you had a chance to look at the minutes? Would anyone like to make a motion to accept the minutes?
I make a motion, we accept them.
Right.
December 7th. 2023.
Great, I second that. All in favor? Okay. There we go.
Can't imagine if we disaster wouldn't be good. Or just, it's being a road report, he said if FEMA disasters was declared, but it's like, there's so much damage all over the state, I can't imagine a disaster would be declared.
It's by county, but the county has had plenty.
And this county's had plenty.
Right.
Just add Bethel, and by God, we all ought to be in just fine.
Right, what'd they say, 12 out of 14 counties or something like that?
Yes, that's what I think I heard it. It's 16 counties and I think it was 14.
I knew it was like 2 that didn't.
Yeah, York and Cumberland didn't have any disaster.
Yeah.
Oddly enough. My sister's in Cumberland County and she said she never lost her.
Wow.
The other sister's in Cumberland County and.
All right, so I'd like to approve the warrant 12 and payroll warrants December 13th and 20th.
Here you go, where do we want to put that? Nice safe spot here.
Excellent. Is there a motion to approve the warrants 12 and payroll warrants?
Make a motion. Approve warrant 12.
And the payroll warrants?
December 13th and the 20th.
I'll second that. All in favor? Great. Is there anyone with any information from RSU 10 report besides they didn't have a lot of school this week?
They did not have a lot of school.
I have a lot of school.
Well, I will tell you one thing from RSU 10, we had incredible shipment of food brought here. from RSU 10 at elementary school, because evidently, unlike the high school, they don't have a generator that would run freezers. So by, what was it, Wednesday morning, I guess it was, they contacted me and said, can you guys take this food? And I'm like,
That's fantastic.
but before I
Yeah.
could say much, they'd already started
Probably
trucking it over here.
Right, right.
And we passed out an awful lot of food.
Well, they already knew if they didn't, they'd have to throw it away. So at least we were the next
Oh,
good
yeah, it was
option
good.
and
A lot of good
a lot of
food.
community members got.
A lot of
chances.
people love those corn
Yeah.
dogs, by God.
And Lenny, has been calling people that might have pigs that could take some of the leftover stuff and cows, and so all good. All right, the road report. Did everyone get a copy of the road report? I'll just read it briefly. The December 18th rainstorm caused 4 washouts. Roads affected were the Godding Road, Labrador Pond Road, Davenport Road, large old culvert damage, and Swan Pond Road. There was also a small washout on Swan Pond Road, and I heard there was a select board member stuck in the dirt out there somewhere.
How did you hear
Did you
something
hear
like that?
But it wasn't you, Lee.
Must have been Lee.
Oh,
No,
no,
I think Lee skated right.
I
over.
wasn't driving a truck, I was driving a Ranger.
Driving the Ranger, Ray left.
Yeah.
So, but luckily, she got out just fine. And they did some preventative construction on the Godding Road. Photos and invoices of damage are on file for FEMA if a disaster is declared. A complaint was received concerning the plowing of the dirt section of Gurney Hill Road. This road is not a high priority road for plowing, and the order of roads being plowed will not change. Respectfully submitted, Ben McNeil.
Okay, so, Leanne, has Mr. Gammon, the complainant in this case, been, in possession of a copy of the policy of which road to get?
It's all in your packet.
Mhm.
I sent him the policy, and I left out the part about you can't plow South gravel roads. I sent another email, which made him mad, so we submitted a complaint.
I explained that to him, about the soft
Yeah,
dirt road.
Well, I don't know what to say about that fella, except that the apple doesn't fall out that far from the tree.
so if I recollect, he also sent a bill that we had at the last meeting, which we declined because he doesn't have a contract to plow the road. And it looks like Bim responded and you responded by letter to him. I know Bim and he had some conversations.
This came after, but I don't know what to put, no action or whatever you decide on the complaint. Been
Well, as
pretty
long as he's received the policy, I don't see what action we can take. I mean, we're not gonna change our policy special just for him. And,
And this letter went out to him this week. Oh,
much-
last
I
week,
was emailing and
Oh.
he emailed the complaint back.
gotcha. Do you think it would be good if one of the select board members sent a follow-up or a letter that just stated again with the policies? And
He already knows it.
I see that the thing he sent on it says 2/11/2023, but he probably means 11/2. I don't know.
Military.
Understand non-frozen gravel roads are difficult to plow, damaging them. Did we receive 10 to 12 inches of snow that storm? Cause I didn't.
No.
think I did.
I got 9 at my door.
Oh, I only had 4,
Well, lake
nine.
effect,
or lake not effect. Something, I didn't get
that's
it,
what I say.
but just at the other end of the pond, I know they had 7 or 8. Well, you guys have more experience, especially Kathy, on road replies, so do you think we should do a follow-up, or
He already knows the policy.
he does know the policy?
He knows the
But he knows we're gonna oversee this, we're gonna read this at this meeting.
You got somebody in the audience.
Yes,
So no matter, I think the more you need Simone, the better off it's gonna be, these two are cousins. These two are cousins, them and this guy are cousins,
Right.
and they've always had this little thing. So the more you give it, the more fire it gets, you know what I'm saying?
I do understand. I just want to be respectful to his complaints
We
and,
do have to respond to the complaint somehow.
Yeah.
and he knows we're gonna talk about it tonight, so that's why I thought even a quick reply from me or Kathy or Lee that just,
Well, you know, or a letter from Leanne, or an email from Leanne saying, the select board discussed your issue the other night at the meeting, and, no action was taken.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's
yeah,
pretty.
we understand your
pretty simple.
concerns, but
Almost as good as no letter at all, but at least it lets him know that his complaint was considered. I mean, for all I know, he's listening in, but maybe not.
I can copy you guys on the email.
that would be super. Thank you. Leanne.
Great, thanks.
All right, moving on to the next agenda item is the constable report.
Very fire.
Very quiet. Except for the sound of generators. Excellent. Quiet is good. Code enforcement report, which I think we have. I had in my email.
I think we received it at the last meeting.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was a ways of. No, it wasn't just this last week. Time is a little sketchy right now. I feel like the days have all stretched together with no water and no power. All right. Did we receive a log from the animal control officer?
Yeah.
All right.
She has been inspecting some of the kennels. And they come in as she inspects them, we still.
So she sends you an inspection
No,
notice?
she goes to the kennel location and gives them the inspection notice and then brings it to me. Now I just have to have her come in and sign the licenses, which she knows about, but I haven't seen her yet.
Okay. So, I'm gonna send her a follow-up message reminding her that her log is due monthly. And that you're waiting on her to come and sign the licenses. Is that okay? It's due monthly. And Leanne is waiting for your approval to sign. You call them kennel licenses?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll get that out to her tomorrow. Alrighty. Planning board report.
I think they've met
I
since the
don't think
last meeting.
Okay. And ordinance committee,
They changed their meeting date to the first Wednesday in
January. Yeah,
I
okay,
was upset, I didn't put that on. the thing.
alrighty.
The first one, the first Wednesday.
First
Wednesday.
Wednesday in
Seven.
January.
Okay. Well, we can scribble that in under calendar reminders. We can mention it
Yeah.
again.
Is she on Zoom at all? Okay,
Is
add
Wednesday.
it to calendar. Let's see we know what date that is. I'm looking up. Calendar. January, first Wednesday is the 3rd. Okay,
I think that's.
fire warden report. Nothing?
Yep.
Okay, treasurer's report, bank reconciliation for November. Thank you.
I did go to, Emmett Spelling Bank on Tuesday. This summer finally cashed those 2 checks from June and July. So I closed the account.
Wonderful.
I deposited into Northeast Bank, so they have all.
Fantastic, and good for Sumner. They're moving forward, which is really good. Means they found the checks too,
Yeah, 2 rooms found.
so good. Right, we're happy for them. All right, is there anything you want to share regarding the general treasurer's report, besides those two things?
They did charge us for a return check, which when you decided to go with Northeast Bank, it's a no extra fee, so I called him up and he's gonna revert back.
Excellent.
It's been pretty quiet at the town.
Well, that's a nice change, isn't it? Considering you've had to move twice, here and back, and solar panels, and, I mean, coming, but heat pumps, no power.
Oh, I wanted to tell you. I had the check ready. I should have said that when you signed the warrants for the heat pumps. Cause you have to.
I
pay
saw them in the,
First, yeah,
thingy.
but he wants to like install them next week if they're able, as soon as possible, so that means they require teachers, one for. Before they start, one for the material, and then the last one when it's done. I meant to say that before you approved it, because if you don't want that to happen.
oh, I don't have a problem with that. People have to have them. No.
I told them the hall's rented on Monday and Saturday, but they said only take a day or two. During the week.
Great. Did you tell them when you're open, you'd love to have it when we're open, when the office is open?
Kathy?
What's that?
Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, you're such a blessing living so close. You're gonna move, aren't you?
Yeah.
I can't tell them.
Thank you so much for
Chair,
everything you did, Kathy.
Wednesday the third is coming up.
I do want to thank you, Kathy. I know when they were gonna do the heat pumps, you stood here and waited for them, and then they end up not coming that day.
Mhm.
No
So,
way.
so thank you very much. And Leanne, thank you for coming in. I want to make this a note. Thank you for coming in on a day off Tuesday, because then the heat pump people came the next day, which the town office is closed, and Leanne was not supposed to be in, but she came in anyway, so thank you very much. Way to be,
Yeah,
way to
this
go,
Wednesday
team.
Planning board is still supposed to be at 7 o'clock.
Planning board, it'll be on the second
Monday.
Monday, because the first Monday is a holiday.
Okay, so it's not on the first Wednesday. Did you say?
The
that it's
planning
No,
not?
that's ordinance.
Ordinance.
It's
Okay.
rescheduled because it would have been,
Ordinance is 7 p.m. Look on the town calendar, because I wanna make sure I give you the right date.
yeah, well, I know, I just looked up January, the first Wednesday is January 3rd.
Okay, so they're looking at the second Monday, which is the 8th.
For waste committee. Oh, planning board. Planning
Planning
board,
board.
yes. Waste committee is the second Wednesday. Ordinance is the first Wednesday.
This is so
Trying here.
fun. And who's on first and
Okay.
second? All right. So great info. Now, did you also get the information? I think you did, because you sent it to us. You got the audit stuff from the audit. You haven't gotten that yet? Okay. When does that, usually we have
It
it
was
by now.
supposed to be done in
And
October,
what did she
Yeah.
say, solid waste is gonna be? New girl.
second Wednesday
Second Wednesday, okay, they're really big on Wednesdays, yeah.
at 6 p.m.
Do we need to make a motion to accept this? I don't think we do.
Just initiate.
Yeah. just finish it. Great. Oh, happy winter.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
Yeah, happy winter.
Happy short stay.
Happy winter. Only gonna get lighter, thank
Tomorrow.
goodness.
It'll be very incremental at first, but by the time we hit February, it's gonna be.
My house is-
So fast, can't even.
My house is lighter right now with power. Pretty happy.
You like to think
You
so.
think.
Right for the very moment.
Just say,
Oh, as they drive by.
there you go.
All right, the cemetery committee report.
There's another one.
Newest
Well done, that
information
one.
I have is that, January 21st at 9 o'clock, we have a meeting, right?
January 21st.
9 o'clock. Sunday.
9 o'clock on a Sunday?
It should be 8 o'clock on a
How are
Sunday.
Storm people supposed to attend?
So,
What do you say, 21st?
Yeah. So, I know it's still very early and very cold. Have you driven by any cemeteries to see if any trees have come down?
I want to make a growth.
And how did it look?
I had some limbs down, we dropped 2 big maples before the last, snowstorm. So I had all those cleaned up, I'm glad I got them down before the weather hit. So
Yeah.
I still got the trunks in there to take home, so. I'm gonna take care of that in a few days, I'm hoping, because the ground's frozen again.
I did want to let you know that
That's a blessing.
I reached out to the high school already.
You did?
I did. And I called the counselor's office, that's where I got referred to, and put in a request and told them that we would feed them. And, you know, we were gonna be able to do some really great honoring our, you know, our loved ones and residents and founders at these cemeteries and
Okay.
and gave them lots of opportunities, so I didn't make it sound like one project, I said we have multiple projects and kind of just over listed 4 of them. Whether it be cleaning stones or moving wood or debris or even flagging, I just thought the more we get them involved, the better,
Mhm.
so,
Cool.
yeah. They're gonna get back to you or me, I
Okay.
gave them your name and my name. Mhm.
Yeah, that's good, thanks.
Solid Waste Committee report, I don't know if they had a quorum,
You know,
or is it next
I
week?
don't think they did, but their next meeting is the second Wednesday at 6:30.
Okay, all righty. So calendar reminders, the town office will be closed December 25th. They'll also be closed January 1st, just to get that out there. The budget requests are due, December 30th. Also wanted to remind, when we did budget stuff last year, there's a couple of outside groups that we asked for to keep them outside. They wanted to keep their own accounts, but we asked for an accounting of where their funds went, so hopefully they'll be able to submit that. Let's see, I think that's it. Oh, and the calendar reminder, we wanted to add the January 3rd for ordinance. Any other calendar reminders that anyone can think of? And then yours, of course, 21st, all right. Any unfinished business?
I think you wanted to wait until January for the 2 items we talked about at the last meeting.
That's
which
fine.
My brain's not working. Oh, the
Um,
policy for renting the hall was another one.
Yeah, we put it off to January because we could. And we missed you at the last meeting. It was very difficult to do this meeting.
You guys did great, I was listening.
I'm like, oh, somebody's got our hand up. Wait, how do I click that? On Zoom, yep. Appreciate you even more that night. All right, open session. Is there anything on open session? You guys are making it really
no,
easy.
I've got something to say in open session.
I'd love to have your
Not a
input.
lot of people, not a lot of people here to tell about it, but I guess there's Zoom too. Because I just want to make a shout out to the folks that volunteered their whole days, this last 3 days, to be here at the town hall so that residents could come in and warm up and get a meal and charge their phones and stuff. Some people came in here just to warm up. Some people came in here just to charge their phone. Some people came in here just to eat, and some people came in here for all 3.
Just to visit.
Hanging out was worth a lot. And I can't say enough about the really excellent feeling of having community come together like that.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
It was great, and the food was like pretty excellent for the most part. So.
People are too shy. People
What's
are
that?
too shy. Some people just do not.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's
right.
fundraising. Once people get comfortable coming and seeing other folks and knowing that they're welcome, I
Yeah.
think the more we do things like this, the more you'll have.
Yeah, there you go.
And I don't know how to raise my hand tonight because the usual things aren't there, but a shout out to the bucket that brought a huge, they brought a huge container of spaghetti and sauce. And the Hartford Sumner Elementary School brought us a tremendous amount of food, and it was just wonderful for the people who are hungry. And just want to thank you for all the containers and bags, Lee and Leanne. And that's it.
Hey, Lenny,
Yeah,
mentioned there was some food in the refrigerator and we do have a few
Yeah,
people here.
yeah,
Would you like to
yeah.
tell them what we've got that they could take home?
there are some containers of spaghetti with meat sauce and meatballs, and there are some containers of rice pilaf. And they're right in the refrigerator out here for the taking.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
I'm just finishing cleaning up. I'm at the meeting, but I'm in the
Oh,
kitchen
she's,
cleaning.
I'm like,
She's right behind us.
thank you. Rusty
Thank
said thank you.
you.
That's rice pilaf.
Did you wanna send a thank you card to the bucket?
Auto.
I think it's a great idea,
Okay.
you know, and
Yeah,
it's
in the
good to,
school.
it's good to mention it. I don't know that I've mentioned the bucket because I've made a number of posts thanking people. I mean, I made one post shouting out to everybody I could think of that brought stuff. April Belleville brought a huge,
I'll bring a bunch of thank you cards and you guys.
huge
can-
cooker, full of spaghetti.
Yeah,
And it was meatless spaghetti sauce, so that night we had several vegetarians and that stuff went over real well.
I was trying to figure out, why does it say it's peanut butter, but not? I'm like, what? Then I got it. When you,
Sunflower nut. And also Paula Brown and
can't do
serve
nuts,
peanut butter at school
absolutely, yeah.
because some kids.
Once I put it all together and it came from, I was like, why would somebody, but it came from the school and I totally get that.
Oh,
That's-
yeah.
People have.
yes, and we had a whole box of those sandwiches left over and we're donating them to the food bank. They have accepted them.
Excellent,
And
good.
thank you to Paula Brown and Robin Farah for baking hams. And Diane Lyons, Sige Lyons or Lyons Sige made sweets for us. I mean, it's really been quite wonderful. So
It has been,
Good.
yeah, Robin also, she went shopping and brought stuff on Tuesday night, to Wednesday night and tonight. She said she'd gone shopping and she brought a lot of food.
That's
in.
super. That's
A
great.
lot of food in.
and I brought a ton of green salad ingredients and boy, that was appreciated more than I could imagine. So I'm glad I did it. So
Yeah.
I'll be quiet now.
Robin
no, you're gonna
actually,
put some
Robin
fun,
actually
thank
made
you.
baked chicken. There was chicken breasts and chicken, chicken drumsticks and stuff like that, shake and bake, basically.
Yeah,
Last
Yum.
night, and boy, I'll tell you what, the crowd was wild about it.
oh, yeah, if it could, I know at my house, I cooked on our camping stove, our 2-burner camping stove, and which was fun the first couple nights. It got a little old.
Oh, yeah.
It was still good,
I should
but
imagine.
it's like an adventure. Yeah. All right, so let's go down to new business. If anyone has anything else for open session, it wasn't, excuse me.
Not that I can think of right now.
All right, new business. I asked this to go on the agenda, security cameras and cybersecurity. I've now been serving the town for 1.5 years and we've talked about cameras probably about 10 times. We talked about getting pricing for cameras and getting these things done and we've not. And so shame on us. I also wanted to talk about cybersecurity because there's so many companies that are getting hacked. I know my company has not been hacked, but we've had several close calls. So I just think we need to be looking at our internet and our securities.
Are you
Yep.
ready to talk about that? I have some.
Yep. So, just because I want to stay ahead of it, I don't want to react, I want to be proactive. I want to stop it before it happens. So, talking about security cameras like up at the salt shed, at the dumpsters, even if it's something that's, could come to the, town office, on their laptop with a notification that somebody's there, or take a picture so that we can look back to see if who dropped off a refrigerator, or at least a way that they know that they could be accountable. And getting a sign out to every dumpster that we have, or an area that they can be fined.
And there would have to be a sign that you're being recorded too.
Yep,
The other thing, one of the things about at least the dumpster in my neighborhood is, generally speaking, that's a dead zone. In terms of cellular service. So, I don't know for a fact that it would work out, but, if we're buy cameras that are automatically uploading the photo to the internet and sending it to
Yeah.
our phones or to the laptop of the town or something like that, that may or may not work. I can't tell you how many times I've started to make a phone call, and by the time I get to the dumpster and down to the end of the road, between the end of the road and the dumpster is a notorious dead zone.
Yeah.
And you, not always, don't always drop the call, but most times.
But we can at least get somebody
Oh.
in there, if it works out, that can test that before a camera's installed, if we get someone who really knows what they're doing. And can test and say, okay, this kind of camera is gonna work, then this kind of camera isn't gonna work. Cause I think if we're gonna do it, we need to do it right, we shouldn't look for the Polaroid version, we should be looking for something that's going to protect our citizens from people using our stuff that shouldn't be, as well as keeping people safe. So. Leanne, cybersecurity.
Yeah, so we had, budgeted for 2 computers, we came and installed one yesterday. Barbara's, which was replaced, and Barbara arranged this gentleman, Chris Sanborn, to come, and we talked about the routers and security and whatnot. He pretty much told me that the Microsoft Windows security is enough for a town like this. If we want to purchase more, we can. And we can change the routers or change the passwords, all kinds of options. But I think we should hire this guy when we have, because he's super smart.
Seems really good to
He
me.
does a bunch of other towns.
Oh, so he's already aware
He
of,
does
yeah,
fiber, yeah, he knew everything. He knew all the trio stuff.
No,
so he
so-
suggested updating router passwords, which is pretty easy, but it keeps it more secure. Add a password and a time limit to the public wireless network, nice. Or remove public wireless network from the Netgear router and add a second wireless network for public use. If you wanted a paid antivirus.
As little as $75, that would be monthly?
And,
No, it's,
No.
per hour.
And
Or
if
$75
you want a paid antivirus product, there are some small business packages that cost us little as $75 for multiple
Oh.
computers.
For a year.
Year of coverage.
yeah, so it's once.
That's not dreadful,
No,
as
no,
these things go, but.
the cost for public use wireless routers, another 150. 95 an hour, 75 on the contract.
He wasn't there long. He did everything with his.
Who's Trio? It says I've worked with towns and Trio.
That's our system that we use for everything in the
Oh,
town.
I was like, I was trying to make that sound like some sort of acronym like
Well,
AFCOG.
It probably is, and the way these things go, but,
Called
Trio,
Eros, yeah.
there's a couple of other, there's a couple, at least one other, if not a couple of other municipal software programs. Didn't there used to be at least one other, right?
No, we don't want to talk about
But
Okay,
there
gotcha.
used to be, but Trio is easily the best.
Yeah, there's a DOS.
Yeah, no, I mean, we used to use a different one, like, it is like ancient history. And we don't want to go back, isn't that right?
So can we ask Chris to,
He said he would come meet with you if you want.
that would be great, and then we could move forward, talk to him about cameras, what works. What other towns are using, he's got a bunch of them,
You
30
have a budget
towns,
for these, so.
Yeah, no kidding.
right, so let's get him to meet with us like the first week of January. Like January 4th,
Okay.
could we come in at 6:30 versus 7 and meet with this guy?
Yeah, probably.
Or he could
As
call
far as I
in
know,
and-
I don't have anything going on.
Well, if you meet early, then the meeting has to start early. I mean, you can't all meet out of a meeting together.
Right. But if it's if we schedule our meeting to start at 6:30 with a presentation from this Yahoo, then that's all good, right? We're talking about January 4th.
I just figured it was gonna be a lengthy conversation.
One of you can meet with him.
Oh, that's
If you
true.
all
Yeah.
meet together, then it has to be public.
Right,
Has to be part of the meeting.
right. I don't mind meeting with them, or I have quite a bit of experience, not with cameras, but IT stuff, because I work with all the current stuff at work.
You're the man.
Unless you want to do a camera.
Yeah, like good. 4th.
You're good, you better write to your name.
2003 Q&A. This is something I think I've already scheduled for like, it's earlier in the day.
Okay. Why don't I, would you reach out to him and see if he can meet with me on like a,
And you wanna call him?
Yeah, yeah.
Or email him?
oh,
Might be better.
I will email him and set up a time to meet him. He's in Waterford. I'm only in South Ferris. We could meet over there too. Great. Excellent. All right, tax abatement map, R09, lot 16.01.
I think he explained it down below. That was a assessing error. He had billed down for the tree growth value and then out of tree growth, the same acreage. And they caught it.
Way to go. Well, that's a lot of money. Yeah, I recommend we approve that. Do I need a motion? I'd like to make a motion that we approve this abatement. All opposed? I mean, all in favor? All opposed? Great,
Can you just sign this? thing?
I can sign that one. Okay. All right. And then tax abatement map U06, lot 23.01,
They are 100%.
23. Oh, lot U06, lot 23-001.
Oh, I must have had it wrong on the agenda. It's 2.
Okay,
So this one, we had the tax stabilization forms that were submitted by December 1st of last year.
yep,
I never got this person's. But he had a copy of it, he emailed it to me, it was dated like August, so Mike said just give it to him.
okay. And that is a difference, a refund of $60.14. I make a motion that we agree to this abatement for $60.14 for a somehow missed tax, what do we call it? Stabilization form that was
That's
filed.
what happens.
Yep,
I second it.
especially if you mailed it, the mail is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, this is the one for me to sign, you got one.
Did you wrote?
All in favor?
All in favor? All opposed, great. Unanimous.
Of course, that tax stabilization bill was repealed, so this is the only year that that would have taken place.
Yeah, I was wondering how they could afford to do that. every
We
year.
did get the refund.
Well, that's good,
Yeah.
the one time.
Yeah.
All right, wages 23-24 amended and new position, which we've got right here.
So we had budgeted for this position $17.50 an hour, if I can find it. One down.
Yeah, assistant clerk, yeah,
Barbara makes 1905. The person I'm gonna choose was hoping for a little bit more, but she's very smart, very educated, but she doesn't have experience in the office. I'm just wondering what you think about her wage, what she should get.
Well, I can't see paying somebody who's been with you as long as Barbara, regardless of. regardless of her level of expertise, she's been with us for quite a spell. I can't see paying somebody brand new more than somebody who's been with us for how many years? You know, that just doesn't sound right.
How about after she's been all trained and everything?
A probationary period.
Hmm. So after she's trained more than what Barbara has been.
Which
That
could
could take a
happen.
long time, but
She does have website experience, grant
You
writing
know, I
experience.
don't know that it
a
would,
professional.
oh, awesome.
I don't know that the training beyond what Barbara does is gonna take all that long, if she's really interested in municipal work.
Right.
Right,
You know. it's
But
gonna
she
take a
is so
little
much
while to get her
more-
motor vehicle stuff down.
yeah,
That's the
Generally
hardest
speaking.
part,
I would say that's gonna be the hardest part.
but if she
Uh,
can,
but
if she
she's
can,
experienced in that kind of too, so.
She has some experience with motor vehicles as well.
The paperwork, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry.
sort of.
so what if we did a probationary period? With you supervising her and providing she meets your expectation, after 6 months, we give her
1905.
no, I would say like 1850.
Oh, you know,
And then we can talk about during budget season for next year.
Yeah,
I can offer that to her.
Mm-hmm.
well, also during budget season this year, need to look at the maintenance salary. I know he's not in here, but
I asked him if he had any requests to get him in.
okay, good, excellent.
Okay, thank you. So can I just mark this up? Oh, after 6 months, which will be the end of the year anyway.
Oh, end of fiscal year,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. We don't have to make any changes. That's great. If
and do we need to approve this, vote on it and approve it? Because really, we've already approved this,
it's gonna be in a new, it's gonna be in a new year, so why don't we just wait until
yeah,
she has her employee evaluation and go through budget season and all that?
yeah,
Okay.
because this goes till June 30th and then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have we received many budget requests yet?
Not many, under 10.
great.
Super, nobody wants their money. Hey, is there one from the Lake Association
Yeah.
in Canton?
Ooh.
All right, who has that email and who's gonna call him?
Is it Tim?
Oh, it's not him anymore, right? He said it
No.
was his last
I
year.
think Judy and Jeff are working on something,
Okay,
a
good.
grant, and I'm pretty sure the Lake Association requests too.
Okay. All right, and there we go, appointments and resignations.
Have you got a designation?
So you've heard from the planning board of these, huh?
Kathleen has resigned from the solid waste committee. Resigning as secretary, does that mean she's still gonna,
I emailed her back to see if it was as secretary or from the whole committee, and she hasn't answered me.
It's a sign of something.
Sounds like secretary.
But she might be resigning altogether. We don't know for sure. Bonnie might know.
so we can't accept it really, because we don't know, we don't have enough information.
Well, okay, so yes, that's correct on some level, because she hasn't said she's resigning from the solid waste committee. And frankly, you know, as we may all be ex officio members, but we haven't got any say as to who's the secretary. You know, the committee itself has got to, have that on their agenda and address officers at one of their meetings in order to choose a new secretary. It's nothing to do with us.
Okay,
So I don't know what to say.
I tried to get a hold of her.
Yeah, I have her number too. I'll send her a
Well, yeah,
text.
maybe something big is going on. It's hard to say. I
Okay,
can ask Bonnie about it.
so we'll put it, I'll call her directly. I have her
Yeah.
number.
Well, Bonnie.
But I
being
think
the
there might be
boss.
some other things going on, so. All right. Any information on training or anything like that? Great. Any new correspondence we need to look at? Wow. That is terrific. All right. Well. Besides thank you cards and there's food in the fridge, we'll get thank you cards that we
Can we
can
go
sign
back
next
around?
time. Oh, it's up to you. We can do it next time.
What's that?
It's cold to walk over there and back.
Yeah.
Well, while you're getting your food, I'll go grab them.
Okay, and we will adjourn the meeting. Yeah.
10 p.m. tomorrow, TNT set the power back.
Oh, John,
This is at your house.
hold your breath.
Are you kidding?
That's the new.
10 p.m. tomorrow?
Oh, my God.
Saying on the website.
What about you? Do you guys have power?
No.
No, why they tease us like that?
Honest to God.
I'm so
Well, it's
sorry.
10 o'clock tonight, I'll change it to 8 o'clock tonight.
I wonder why they put it on just for half an hour and then.
So I think they look at a project and they, yeah.
I went for a ride